Hey everyone, welcome back to Mike's Custom Saws. It's a good Sunday evening here and I'm finally getting to get this Echo out. So I've never done one of these unboxings or anything like that. If you saw in past videos, I had worked on one of these little saws for my neighbor. Just fell in love with them. Super cool saw, did some research on them. Really good little tree saw. So tonight, planning on unboxing this thing. So this is brand new. I've had it for a while now and just been waiting to get it up on the bench. So the time is now. So I'm going to unbox this thing. We'll take a look at what comes in there and everything. This is the Echo CS-2511T/TN. So it's got a 14-inch bar on it. That's gonna come off 50 thou, 3/8, and we're gonna be doing something different with that. I want to go to quarter pico and or quarter pitch basically, and then do some type of bar and combination there. So I just haven't figured out where I'm gonna get it from. Monkey Beaver has a good setup. There's Ripsaw has a setup, and the West Coast Saw has a setup. So I mean, it's bar, chain, and then you're changing your sprocket also. But that's when these little things really shine. So this is going to be the first video in the series. So just unbox it, kind of take a look at what's in the box and everything and how it looks. And then the next video will be getting it fired up. I want to run it stock, in complete stock form. So we'll get it fired up, let it break in, and typically for my break-ins, even new steel saw, I mean, everybody has their own way of doing it, and I understand that it takes multiple tankfuls to get those rings seated perfect in there, but typically I'll just fill it up with fuel and then start it, let it idle, and then every 5 minutes kind of run it through its RPM range, really not pegging it, but just moving it through that RPM range for one tank. And then I feel more comfortable going out there and putting it in some wood, but really not like pushing it either, you know, for a few tankfuls. So my plan on this one is we're going to push this one a little bit on that first tank because we're going to be tearing it down and porting it out and everything, modifying it. So I do have a West Coast Saw exhaust for it already here, and we'll figure out the dogs with the bar and all that type of stuff as this progresses. But first video is going to be just unboxing. Second one will be just showing a little break-in, what I'm doing, and then at the same time, once it's broken in, I'll put some more fuel in it and we'll take it to a log and get the diameter of the log. We have all fur here. I know it's, as I've learned in the last video I put out when Steve and I had that field day, all logs are not made equally. I mean, it could be different from one portion of the log to the next portion. So it might be a little bit different on, you know, it might be a different log when the porting is done and the modifications are done and we go into it. But I'm going to try to get the same diameter Doug fir log to be able to try once it's already got, once it's got its performance work done to it. So should be pretty cool. So we'll go out there and get it broken in, and then throw some more fuel in it, and then find a log out there that I've got sitting out there, and we'll get the diameter of it and do a couple passes on it and time it out. And then so that'll be completely bone stock right out of the box. And then later on, as these videos progress, once the saw's done, we'll go out with it completely modified and see how it runs through the wood. So looks like fun. I've been waiting to get into this thing. I've never been into one of these. I mean, I did a little work on my neighbors. We pulled the carburetor off, cleaned that. That was about it on it. So, I did the exhaust manifold for them too. I did the West Coast Saw exhaust to open her up a little bit, but that was it. So I'm gonna move the camera around and we're gonna get into this box here. I'm excited. All right. So here she is on the bench. I'm gonna try to take it out here and just kind of lay it out and see, keep everything in frame here. Trying a little bit different stuff with my lighting. My brother-in-law was gracious enough to lend me some lights to try to light the workbench up area better. I know the garage light here where I'm working in, it goes out a lot of times. So let's get into this thing. I'm going to try to stay clear the camera and open her up. A lot of tape on her. Alright. I've been excited to do this. Some paperwork. Scabbard. Put that to the side. You know how I always make my scabbards out of the fire hose. Oh, there's a little Echo bar. Yeah. Echo. Be nice. Put that down there. What else do we have here? Yeah. So we got our Echo operator's manual. That's a stout manual, I'll tell you what. Well, it's in a lot of different languages, but so there you go. Some more paperwork. I'll have to look at that later on. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this thing. Alright, here we go. Here's the chain. It's a 3/8 50 thou Oregon chain. Put that manual over here. What else do we have in here? Yeah, they come with some tools. Alright. So we got ourselves a little Echo scrunch. And it looks to be a Torx. Not sure what size that is, but let's get this puppy out of here. I'm excited about this. Fine. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Here we go. There she is. Look at that thing. Oh. Just beautiful. I get excited with a new saw. I don't get a lot of new saws. There's only a few that I've actually bought. Applicable for California only. Air index. Has a number 4 out of 10 for least clean, so it's almost most clean. Halfway through there, so. Look at that. Alright, let's get this box out of here. I don't think there's anything. Put this guy down here. I don't think there's anything else in here. No. I'll put that over here. Alright. So, there she is. Gosh, beautiful. Gorgeous. Now there's captured nuts on these, which is nice. Pull that off. Gosh, it's nice to have a new saw. Caps. The cool thing about these Echoes is that Echo kind of did a neat thing here. So if you pull your pull cord out a little bit, you can actually use the pull cord as a cap wrench. Let the pull cord go, and those guys are loose now. I like that. I like that. It's very cool. No dogs. Interesting. Look at that. There is absolutely no dogs on this thing. Glad I'm going to be changing over. That's crazy. I can't believe they wouldn't. I don't feel any dogs in there. No dogs here. I'm going to look in that box real quick. Huh. Absolutely no dogs. Alright. I'm going to change the camera a little bit and then get back to this and we'll put this thing together. Alright, let's take a look at this thing. Again, I don't get a new saw very often. I think I've bought 2 new saws, maybe 3, which is probably a lot, I guess, but it's exciting, especially since I've been doing this work. And not being a steel, I mean, I've always worked on steels for the most part, so getting to work on this Echo it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. I'm interested to see how she comes apart and everything, so it'll be fascinating. So let's get this thing back into shape for stock form. So again, what I thought was cool on these, let's see here. Oh, you gotta release the chain brake, but Oh, look at that, so beautiful, new. They did captured bar nut, which is awesome. You know, got a little, it's different than the steels, it's got a little clip here and everything, but boy, that's beautiful. Tiny little clutch, everything is so small on this. Alright, get this Oregon chain out. Don't run much Oregon because I have the steel shop right near me, and you know, my good buddy Steve up there, he's a good guy, so he helps me out. Get this chain all figured out. There we go. Boy, that's pretty. I like it. Alright. Little Echo 14-inch bar. Let's see, it does show some, they're not embossed, it's, well, sort of is, yeah. Gives a part number for it. And then 50 thou 14-inch 3/8 Pico LP is what they call it. So 3/8 Pico low profile, actually that's what that is. 3/8 low profile, and that's, from what I understand, the same as 3/8 Pico. So this is what you'd be getting with this rendition of this saw. So I believe you can get it in a 325, and then you can also get it in a 12-inch bar too. I opted for the 14. Let's see here. I'm not a big fan of this style of clutch, you know. I like the I believe it's the rim sprocket, or spur sprocket, sorry. Alright. Trying to stay out of that camera area. Oh, I forgot, this is not a still. So, you don't have to put the chain adjuster is on the cover on this one. So, let's see here. Let's see. Why will you not want to go on there? Come on. Try to get that back in frame here. Oh, that might be our issue right there. What the heck happened with that chain? There she goes. Now she's better. Let's try this again. Well, it's been a crazy time for me because I had that surgery for the appendix, and there we go, that's much better. Got that taken care of, but I've been so limited on what I can do. Got me on restrictions of not being able to lift anything, and I'm supposed to be able to lift up to 15 pounds starting tomorrow. I mean, I've been pushing it, as anyone would probably. There we go. But for someone like me that's active, it's hard to do. You don't like to just sit around and not do anything. See, this is interesting. You got to get the pin here on that chain cover, which is different than, you know, the steels that I'm usually working on. And I may have to get in front of the camera here a little bit. Yep, there goes my light. But look at this, I still got light. Awesome, man. Don't have to stop the vid this time. Okay. Why do you not want to go into that area? Yeah, I guess I gotta think about this like I should and back it off, dumbass. Yeah, I shouldn't have. Yeah. There we go. Sometimes you have those moments. But anyways, what I was saying is that emergency surgery I had to go through, man, that laid me out for, this is my second week, and have to go back to work. I'll be going back to work and you know, light duty, because I can't really do anything, which is going to be difficult on me, but not in as much pain anymore, which is what it's about. Tell you what, it caught me by surprise, and don't ever want to go through that again. Shouldn't have to, I guess, now that the appendix is out. But anyways, enough about that. So just setting this thing up. See how she's running? Yep, that's pretty good. So you got loose a little bit there, so tighten her up. I always tighten them up just until my chain makes contact. I don't like running a tight chain, and I don't really run a loose chain. See, that's pretty good. It just snaps up in there, but it's still pretty loose, you know. And this thing will stretch a little bit, but I'm not going to be running this chain for that long, so I might give it just a little bit more, just a 1/16. There we go. All right, I'm holding up on the bar, of course. Yeah, so the scrunch they gave you, that's pretty nice. I mean, she's got the two, there we go, larger one for your plug probably, and then your bar wrench. But that was simple. Well, could have been more simple, but I fought it a little bit. So choke is over here on these, and then you got your kill switch up top up here. So let's see if I get that thing in the camera. There you go. Pretty sweet little Echo. Awesome. I'm gonna get some fuel in this thing. Be right back. We'll get this thing fueled up. Alright, so we're gonna fuel this thing up real quick. I wanted to show everyone, I love this thing. It's made by Husqvarna. I did get it off of Amazon. I had to wait, I mean, when I bought it, it was years ago, and I had to wait for, I don't know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, because it actually came from Sweden. My wife, in fact, she was like, why did you order that? Came through customs, because it had all kinds of custom stickers on the box. But I absolutely love it. It comes with a couple different nozzle tips. I keep this one on here for some of the other saws I have. That it's easier to fill off of, so you can just swap it out. But you got your fuel, you've got your oil, got a couple areas here for files, scrunches, that such stuff, and then on this side I just keep a couple spare wedges in there. So it makes life so much easier, you know. I just put this little strap on here, it's easier to carry, or it just holds this stuff on too. So, and then all these spouts are push, and you basically just, here, I'll show you. So I'm gonna go and fuel this thing up. Just gonna look in there, make sure there's a fuel filter in there. I mean, there should, but yeah, I feel it. So super easy. I mean, there's no spill. So you come in here and get it right on in there. Just push it forward, and I can hear it filling. Now it's stopped. Pull it off, and the tank is completely just filled right up to below where the cap sits. It's great. I mean, you don't have to worry about spilling fuel or anything. Well worth the money, especially when you're out in the woods. I mean, I really do my best to not spill fuel and all that down in the outside. So I'm just feeling down in the oil tank, making sure that oil filter and weight is there. So flip it around the other side. This is the oil. It is a bit cold in here, so it'll take a little bit of time for this to come out. Again, just push it down, and that oil will just start dribbling out of there. So it's kind of late night tonight, or late evening. I don't really have enough time to get this thing running outside and go through a tank of fuel, so I think I'll do that tomorrow. We'll get it running, and then I'll do a little filming of it, breaking in, just kind of show you what I do, and it's basically just kind of going through the throttle ranges and RPM ranges for that first tank. And then, like I said, I'll come in, I'll put fuel back in it and oil. The oil should be good, but you know what I mean. Just check fluid levels, and then go back out and do some timed runs on a log out there and see how it works. So this might take a little bit. You can't hear the oil going in usually, so I'm just gonna pull it up. Yeah, she's good, she's full. So it's as easy as that. I love it. I absolutely love it. No spill spouts. Throw it in the back of your truck. Well, I don't even want to get this thing dirty. It's so beautiful. So there we go. Little unboxing of the Echo 2511T stock 14-inch bar. Beautiful little saw. And I think the weight is, I'm not going to weigh it, but specs are out there. I think it's around 5-6 pounds. I mean, the thing is light. So I'm allowed to handle this one with my current condition. So that makes me happy. So, alright, I'm going to end it here. Everybody have a good Sunday evening, and I'll be back at it tomorrow. Get this thing broken in, get some time runs, and then the meat and potatoes come. We're going to bring it in, and I'm just going to film the teardown, and then try to get, so you know, we'll get the degree on there and figure out where we're going to go with this thing. So I'm super excited. It's going to be a cool little sub. So, alright, well, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching.